what's up? You are now listening to the Limitless Experience with Eric. Thank you for tuning in. This is the recap and reaction to episode 7 of Raising Kanan, titled Stay in Your Lane. I got the crew with me today.
Hi, this is Tiffany. Hi, this is Kim. You can catch me on Instagram at MIZZEZLOLA, and I'm a huge Power fan.
Hey, this is Deron Butler. You can catch me on Instagram at I am Deron Butler. I am a fan of the Power series from book 1 up to now.
So first question is, did anybody's eyes get watery yesterday watching this episode?
100%.
Wow, yeah, that was crazy.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
So to start this show off, we found out that Scrappy actually isn't dead. Raquel came from visiting him in the hospital. They did a good job yesterday or last week by showing us that he wasn't dead because he actually was still breathing. So what do you guys think is going to happen with Scrappy going forward?
Scrappy's looking for revenge. I think that he's going to pull through.
Well, yeah, he did lose an eye and a kidney, Raquel said.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be on the warpath. But I thought he was dead. I totally missed the whole him breathing at the end. And I watched it like 2 more times and I didn't really see it. So I definitely thought he was dead. But I'm curious to see what happens with him or what his role is going to be going forward. Because I was trying to think of what would be the reason for them to like resuscitate him. And maybe it is the revenge.
Well, I have a prediction and we'll get to that in predictions. But they're going to need Scrappy a lot. If my prediction is true. Mm-hmm. So it's a good thing he's not dead.
Okay.
But Lulu, what was going on with him in this episode is pretty interesting. Uh-huh. For one, he went to Worrell's house to kill him with a Tech-9, and I hate when people do this in movies. You have a gun and you're like sneaking up on somebody. Like, how close do you need to get to him to kill him? He could have shredded that dude from the hallway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what was the point of wearing a ski mask if you're gonna let him know that you made an attempt on his life anyway?
Right. That's true. I was a little confused about that too.
Yeah.
That whole strategy didn't make sense. I mean, you were that close to shooting the guy and you miss on some stormtrooper type ish.
Right.
Right. And I remember saying like, Lulu don't miss. So
exactly.
It was just a little confusing why he did miss this time. I don't know if it was intentional or
probably to send a message.
No, you don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how he missed.
It is in the game anymore.
Yeah, because he may be, he just wants to, because I did mention that a couple times about his head being in the music game, and that was like a recurring conversation for him about him. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe he was a little distracted or like you said, just kind of isn't really with the game anymore or just he's distracted, basically.
Right. So we didn't go too long without seeing Symphony again. What do you guys think about Symphony and Raquel's relationship?
I'm glad they're back together.
Yeah. I am too. I think Symphony really liked her, but that scares me because, we've had these conversations about what his deal might really be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really think Rock is so used to dominating in a male dominated industry that she's kind of struggling with turning that down, like turning that masculinity down.
Yeah.
And being more feminine and letting Symphony take the lead.
I'm happy that she apologized for wilding out on him. I mean, like I said last time, all Symphony did was go and pick up Kanan from jail before, he should have told her. But I just thought that Raquel got a little bit too angry at that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a little over the top, but I think it's just because the nature of her job. She has to go in on people. You know what I mean? I think she's having to try to learn that balance now with Symphony.
Yeah, I think Raquel needs Symphony more than ever. Mm-hmm. Just to balance her, like what you said, Kimberly, just to balance herself out. Mm-hmm. Because between the crack game and putting up with Kanan, I think having that balance with Symphony would do her a lot good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I know that they're getting closer, but I feel like she revealed a little bit too much to Symphony as far as what she's into and how she's moving and what her plans are. I just thought that she shouldn't have been that open with him because that's not what their relationship is based on anyway. You know what I mean? She doesn't really have to go into the specifics of how she's moving with him.
Right. That's true too. Yeah, she did, and I think that's just her trying to be vulnerable, with him. But I'm still on the fence about Symphony. I just don't know whose side he's on. I do think he really likes Rock, but I just hope that information, she doesn't have to regret being that vulnerable with him.
Another thing that happened last night, it was maybe 3 things I would say. Maybe more happened, but some of them caught my eye. Like, I'm really big on attention to detail, right? So when Raquel was explaining to Kanan that Scrappy is, messed up in the hospital, and then Kanan was like, damn, I feel bad. I feel like it's my fault, this and that. And then Raquel just completely kind of dismissed it. Like, yo, that's the game. She said, can't stop, won't stop, it's part of the game. And then Kanan kind of gave her like a look like, damn, like, do you have a heart at all? Did you guys like notice that? Or I felt like Kanan's like looking at his mom a little bit different because it's like he's trying to find out how much, what does she care about type of thing. You know what I mean? Or do you think he's just so new to the game that he was, this is too much for him?
Yeah, I got that too. It's either kill or be killed. Law of the jungle out there.
Yeah, she's giving him like a rude awakening to the game, and at the same time, I don't know if at this point Kanan is, it wants to be all in.
I think he still wants to be all in, but I do think he is taken aback at what that's going to cost him, and how you got to move within that space. So I think that's why he's kind of looking at Rock like, damn, like, Scrappy is your most loyal soldier, and you're basically like, oh, well, Scrappy knows what's up, let's move forward. And just having to process how detached you have to be emotionally, I think it's just a lot for him to take in.
Right.
I think Kanan had an inkling that his mother was somewhat heartless when they went to D. Wiz's mother's house.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he kept looking at her like...
Exactly. So I think that was kind of like the beginning. And so when she said what she said about Scrappy, it was like, okay, I'm seeing a different side to my mom that I hadn't seen up to this point,
Yeah.
So he's peeling back the layers of his own mother, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kanan, he sometimes surprises me because it's like 1 minute you're grown and then the next minute you're like a little kid, right?
That's true. So
he wanted to go to the trap house and he wanted to cook up the new batch, right? And his 15-year-old young ass somehow convinced the guy in the yellow hoodie, his name was Little Rob. I don't think they told us what the other guy's name was. But he convinced them to let him cook up, which he had never done on his own before. And, he stretched it too much with some bullshit in it. And, and they made about what they say 20 capsules and just handed that out on the street. And, everybody that took it died. I don't think by any means they should have let Kanan do this. Like, at least like Homeboy said, yo, we should get in touch with Marvin first. And then Kanan's like, nah, like, forget about Marvin. Like, I'm here. I don't think they should be letting Kanan make those type of moves. How did you guys feel about that?
I agree with that. He was way too young, and they knew that he was way too young. But when he, got up in there and started saying like, "Oh, this was my idea,"
throwing his weight around.
Yeah, he was throwing his weight around, and I still don't know why they didn't consult with Marvin first. I really think they should have been like, okay, let's check with Marvin and see what's good, and then we'll circle back to this.
Right.
So, yeah, he shouldn't have been allowed to do that.
Yeah, they should have known better. I mean, why would you let a rookie try to cook up some crack, not knowing that despite he had some little experience, and that crack he made could potentially kill your clients.
Right, because those two guys were clearly older than him. They've been in the game longer, and you would have to know the downside to what happened if you mess it up. You know what I mean?
Right. And they even made comments like, man, you went heavy on that, whatever they were calling it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they should have known that there was something wrong with it, or that Kanan wasn't equipped to cook that properly. So, yeah, I think they're kind of just as fault as Kanan was.
So they named whatever that concoction was Mo Better Blues, right? And that they actually said Mo Better Blues about 10 or 15 times, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that was for nothing. Like at some point, Mo Better Blues is going to get back to law enforcement. And then I don't know if it will, but, that can be tracked back, to Raquel's crew. Now, speaking of law enforcement, I'm honestly getting tired of this whole storyline with Officer Howard now. Like, if the only thing he has to offer is somebody that needs bone marrow, they might as well let him die.
Right.
He didn't do anything.
He's moving funny. I don't know if I really like that storyline right now until maybe they've got something planned, but
yeah. Did you watch the clip for what's supposed to happen next episode?
Yeah.
It looked like he's a little bit more involved, but come on, just popping up, rolling up on Kanan, and like that was his only scene yesterday. Like I need more, man. I need more from him. And then Officer Burke or Detective Burke, she only had one line. Like, what's the importance of this dude really being Kanan's father? Like, I need more than just some sick cop that needs bone marrow.
Right.
I mean, make it make sense, because the big reveal, that's what got everybody's attention.
Exactly.
But then afterwards, where does it go from there?
Exactly. This dude just gonna keep popping up on Kanan randomly, asking him how he's doing and check. Like, come on, man, cut it out.
Yeah, it was super weird too. Just the energy was weird. I don't know where Detective Howard's heart is and all this. I don't know if he genuinely cares about Kanan, or he just wants. I think he wants to get him caught up in something to where he could use that as leverage against Kanan, and Kanan will have to, give him the bone marrow if he doesn't want to go to prison or something. I feel like that might be the strategy, but overall, it's kind of cringy.
Right.
Yeah, like stalker-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of cringy.
Exactly. Like, stop popping up on this kid, man. Go do some detective work for real.
Right. Unless he wants to be part of the game. We already said he's like a dirty cop.
Right.
So that could be a play.
Now, another character we only saw once in last night's episode is Famous. And, we talk in the group chat. I thought it was too obvious or too predictable that something would happen to Famous this episode. But once Kanan walked Davina home and she spoke to him about the song, I got a little bit nervous for Famous. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Kanan is still going to get him? I mean, they seem to have a good rapport with this conversation. So do you think Famous is done talking about street life and Kanan's going to let it slide? Or what do you guys think?
A part of me thinks that Kanan's going to let it slide this one time. Because, rappers do tell stories, fake or real.
Right.
But I don't know. With Famous, he can be a bit reckless.
Very reckless.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it seemed like they kind of patched things up. They kind of laughed it off at the end. Mm-hmm. But I still don't think it's over. Especially Davina has these questions. I just don't think this whole situation is just going to disintegrate into thin air. I think this is going to come back, and Famous is going to have to be held accountable for those lyrics.
Right.
I don't know if he's like off scot-free,
Right.
It'll come back up.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Davina, she's not in the streets, so she doesn't even know that Unique did something with that information that she gave him. And for some reason, I don't know why I thought that she did know that, Raquel's trap house got pretty much raided by Unique's crew. Mm-hmm. But when she told Kanan, I want to tell you something, I thought she was about to reveal that to him. Like, one time Unique asked me about that house you came out of, and I told him blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. What do we think that is going to happen with Davina? Like, how is Kanan going to connect that back to her?
She might come clean about it, or Neek might throw it out there, since he knows everything about everybody's relationship on that side.
Right, yeah.
He may throw it in there or mention it to Rock or something. Because I thought it was a little interesting that they had the double date, right?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's some sort of foreshadowing for something. So yeah, I think it's going to come back around that Davina is the one that snitched. I'm not sure in how it's going to come back around, but I think that's going to create, some tension between Kanan and his mom.
It's going to be like a slow burn, like a slow build towards that moment.
Because Rock don't care, because if she finds out Davina gave it up, she'll kill her.
Yeah, easily.
And that will just devastate Kanan. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I thought that was just kind of a significant moment that they all kind of met up for dinner. And she finally got a chance to meet her, personally.
Do you think Davina's going to stop wanting to mess with Kanan?
Why?
Because kind of act like she was like, I know you in the game. And I don't know. I think she kind of having second thoughts about dating him now, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know what? I believe so too. Because at the end, when Raquel said, "I'm ready to go on another date with you," and Davina, Kanan didn't look like he was too sure that was actually a possibility, based off the conversation that he had with Davina.
Right.
So
that's true. Yeah, because she kind of blew him off at the end of the night because she asked him about it, and he lied. And she knows he's lying. She knows he had something to do with it. And he didn't come clean to her. And I think she's kind of like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this or if I want to be with you and you're holding back secrets like this.
Right.
So I think she is kind of second guessing. But when did they become like a couple? Right after the sex? Because he said, I'm the best boyfriend. And like, when did they become girlfriend and boyfriend?
I guess they started
to get... That's a good question.
Because they never
made it official.
There was really no courting. There was just, everything was cordial.
Yeah. And then they had sex. And then he's like, I'm the greatest boyfriend ever.
Right.
It's like, when did you become her boyfriend?
Right. For like a week.
Yeah. So maybe that was something that just, I don't know, supposed to be understood.
But... Right. It's one of those power things. What do you guys think of Davina being Sean's mother? You think she could be Sean's mother?
That could be a possibility.
Could be. It's definitely a possibility.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Right.
So back to this Lulu situation, right? He and this was another one of those attention to detail things, right? He steps into the diner to go get his sandwich, and he looks to his left and he looks to his right because that's how you got to be when you're in the streets. Always got to have your head on a swivel. But it doesn't even matter because Unique came right up behind him, paid for his sandwich, sat him down, and talked to him. And I don't know, like, why would Unique go to Lulu asking him to join his crew? Like, that is Raquel's brother. And he actually thought he was, like, gaining some ground the whole time he was sitting there running his mouth with Lulu. Like, I don't think Lulu entertained that at all. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think he entertained it at all either, but... Neek maybe thought he could sway him with the music thing because like we were saying last week, he seems to be passionate about that.
Right.
So maybe he thought throwing that in there, like you can do your music thing. And I encourage that. I support that would have been enough to sway him.
Right.
But I think we all knew from jump, Lulu ain't flipping.
Right.
Marvin will flip before Lulu, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Lulu knows where his loyalties lie.
Right.
He wants to get out of the game. But family is still tighter than anything.
Right.
And double crossing Raquel is not the way to go.
Right. But I loved how Lulu handled that. I love it.
Right. He really let Unique get his shit off. Like all that talking you doing just to tell him, yeah, I don't fuck with people like you.
Right. And he called him a bitch ass nigga.
Right.
To his face.
Right. But then
eating a sandwich.
Right. But then he gonna tell Warrell like, yo, I was the one. I was in your crib. That wasn't a smart move, man.
Right. But yeah, Lulu, I love the way he handled that. I mean, that was weird that he kind of let him know that he was the one in his house. But
right. You shouldn't have wore the ski mask.
Right. But outside of that point, I think the way he handled it was cool. And the fact that he was like, he was mannerable. He was like, hey, you want some? Like,
right.
It was just very interesting. That scene was very interesting to me.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
how he handled that.
I didn't like the way Unique's other coat was like halfway off his back. Like, what was up with that?
Yeah, he was just trying to be he was trying to be super fashionable. Which they pretty much do nail the fashion, but yeah, that was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's it's interesting to see what's going to happen next.
Now, yeah, Marvin. Speaking of loyalty, Marvin is in some trouble because what if word gets back to Raquel about this
More better blues.
about this Mo Better Blues? Like, he's in trouble.
He is in trouble.
And then look when Kanan turns into a little kid again. I think we got to tell Raquel.
Right. And he's like, no. You crossed that line.
Exactly. It's gonna be two bodies.
Come on, grown man. You know.
Right.
That is, oh man. But there's no way that's going to be kept a secret. Rock is going to find out, and she is going to flip, because that's I don't even know, like threatening the reputation of her brand.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
But
No, you got people dying.
They gave it their own name. I don't think they used the name that they normally use.
That's true, because they're kind of acting as like another entity, like a because remember Lulu was like, I heard Neek has his crew at the gas stations now.
Now, how did that get messaged to him? Because obviously that's where Marvin and Kanan are. So,
right. I don't know, and why did he assume it was Neek? I guess he wasn't even thinking that it would be Marvin, though. You know.
Right.
Right.
I don't know, but Marvin was like, yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. Marvin is in some trouble.
He is in some trouble.
Well, if Raquel finds out, not only will Marvin will get some heat, but Kanan eventually, because he was the one who cooked that crack.
Yeah. And he took what his mother taught him, and he just keeps disobeying her. Yeah, she taught him, and this goes back to Eric the first time we were on here, and you were saying like she was a terrible mother for teaching him how to cook crack.
Right.
And now that's gonna come back to bite her, because if you remember the kind of preview for next week, I guess maybe that scene was in there where he was like, blame yourself. I don't know if they were about that, but I kind of assumed that they were, because she did teach him.
Right.
It's a sticky situation, because I think Kanan is worse than Tariq at this point.
No, he is. He is way worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
You know how many bodies he has directly and indirectly? He has like 23 bodies. Kanan does now.
Wow.
Well,
that's
true.
That's true.
I never thought about it like that.
Because everyone who's died, for the most part, has been because of his actions.
That's true.
So,
except for the dog.
15. Yeah, except for the dog, and except for the guy that Marvin killed in that apartment.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, everyone has died because Kanan made a shitty decision.
Right.
So that, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see how that unfolds.
Yo, one of those crackheads died with his eyes open. I kept staring to see if he would blink, but he didn't blink.
Me too. I was like, did he die?
Right.
I was unsure until they picked Kanan up and was like, yo.
Yeah, this is your fault.
Look at all these bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was dead.
Yeah.
I know it's uncommon to see somebody dead with their eyes open, but
the hand gave it away. You know how he the hand relaxed.
Right. Yeah.
And he dropped the pipe or whatever. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Yeah. And it goes back to what one of you guys was saying, how if white people start, if Nicole's parents start, making a fuss about this.
Absolutely. It's going to happen.
It's
going to happen. So about Nicole, do we think that the first time she tried crack was at that event when Crown Camacho passed her the laced blunt?
I thought it was, but what would she be doing with the crack pipe in her house?
Exactly.
But was it a crack pipe, or was it like a
bong?
Like a bong.
Okay, well,
I don't know if it was a crack pipe.
Oh.
Okay, so the use for that?
She does drugs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she probably smokes weed and stuff.
But she knows what crack is. She took the crack out of Jukebox's book bag and didn't even say anything. Normally, in TV shows, the one friend says to the other one, "What are you doing with this? What is this? I'm throwing it away." But no, she took that shit.
Right.
Like if this was
unless
Full House, you know what I mean? You know how it would go down, or you know,
Full House, Blossom, Fresh
Family
Prince.
Matters, all that shit. What is this? You know what I
Right.
mean? But now she wanted that shit for herself.
she did. Unless that one hit, that one hit a quitter.
Yeah,
that
but
happened
how did she know?
before.
How did she know? Like, I know she's a little bit older than Kanan, so they're not 15, her and Jukebox. But you knew exactly what you were doing and you knew how to smoke it.
That's true too, because she smoked a blunt
Right.
last with Camacho.
Right.
They didn't do the pipe.
Yeah, a laced blunt.
So that's you bring up a really good point.
Yeah,
Maybe
really
it's not
quick,
the
I
first
want to
time.
bounce to Jukebox and then back to Cole. So Jukebox actually came out to Raquel now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of nice because you should just see the way Jukebox's shoulders just relax after she tells Raquel, that she's gay. And it seemed like it was like, a huge weight on her shoulders. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that she was able to let that go because, we obviously know Kanan knows. And she was hiding it from everybody else. And,
Right.
I like the reaction that Raquel gave to her because you don't want to alienate Jukebox because, she is very young still. And she already knows what her father would say about this. And that's why, the first thing out of Raquel's mouth is, I'm not Marvin. So I thought that was nice.
Yeah, I thought that was a really sweet moment.
Yeah,
because she could finally tell someone.
Right.
I mean, even though, like you said, Kanan knows. Still, I think it's a different dynamic with her being able to talk to Rock about it.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, because of a woman to woman thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was a really special moment, and I thought it was just so. Man, this breaks my heart. This episode really broke my heart. I thought it was really sweet how she was, she put on the clothes and she was like dancing and doing the robot.
Her little Michael Jackson / robot dance.
Yeah, but she was really excited about this.
Yo, and then she was excited when she was in Lord and Taylor and she was trying on the dresses and they weren't hitting. And then that smile that she got on her face was because she saw the pantsuit that she was gonna wear.
Mm-hmm.
And, she was really excited to go to this dance with Nicole, but Nicole was excited about something else.
Right.
That was crazy. I didn't think something would happen to Nicole this early because last episode we were taking a vote on whether or not we thought Nicole would turn into a crackhead. And pretty much she didn't even get a chance to turn into a crackhead. She took one hit and,
one hit and she's out.
Flat on her face. And this is not a scrappy situation. Like, she's done.
Yeah, she's done. I mean, you can even see in the previews for next week, she's done.
Yeah.
Like, for real. The same thing. I thought that she was gonna just turn into an addict,
Right.
and that would be the situation. But I never anticipated that she was gonna die, especially this soon.
Yeah, that
They
was
hit me with that one.
That was unexpected. You know what I mean? I truly did not think that, but that was kind of crazy. And look how it happened. Kanan passes it to Jukebox. Jukebox tucks it in her book bag instead of throwing it away. So, damn.
So that's all. Yeah, that's all on Kanan.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate too because just the way that her Nicole's parents or her mom was really like downing Jukebox.
Stay away from her. Don't go near her.
Stay away from her and all this stuff. In which Jukebox has no ill intent towards her at all. I think this was like Jukebox's like first love. I don't think she meant any harm to Nicole, but it's so sad that Nicole still caught like a stray bullet,
Right.
for just being associated with her. And that's going to be sad.
But I truly want to know, why did she have that pipe? I mean, if she wasn't putting crack in it, what was she using it for?
Thank you. That's the exact same thing I was thinking. Because I was like, what is she doing with that?
You can smoke weed out of it. Because it didn't look like a glass pipe. It looked like the little bongs that people put a little bit of weed in the bowl.
But she knew exactly what to do with it. Like, if I had never seen crack before, I'm not going to know, oh, this is crack. Let me take this and put this in my pipe and light it. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
And, maybe Nicole, because, Nicole, they put her, or they've kind of put her as a experienced, I guess, especially like with the lesbian relationship.
Yeah.
Remember, Duke said she had never done it before. And Cole said, I have. So maybe she knew a bit more than she was letting on
And
to
not for nothing,
jukebox.
but she was in that white school, and a lot of those kids probably were trying drugs themselves.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. So maybe she's had some experience with it. But that was just
Damn.
devastating.
So
What a devastating loss. And the whole scene just,
right with the song playing that she told her to
yeah,
listen to while you putting your dress on.
that broke my heart.
And then the mom is just horrible. The mom was like, "Yo, I got this guy for you."
Yeah. And I was trying to think in my head, like, who's responsible? Who do we blame? I mean, obviously, Kanan cooked this crack and that was a mistake, but also her parents are at fault a little bit because they won't accept her who she is, and that pretty much drove her to smoke the crack because she didn't really want to go to that dance with that guy. So I was just thinking, like, who do we blame here? Who's all at
Yeah.
fault?
Yeah, that mom couldn't accept the fact that her daughter was gay.
Yeah.
Like she tried to keep her away from jukebox, but the daughter wanted to live her truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, this is a lot of I guess things that they don't show us that we're just supposed to understand. But as intimate as Jukebox and Nicole were with each other, right? If Nicole has a drug problem, I feel like this is something that Jukebox should have been made aware of, right?
Right.
So, especially a crack addiction.
Right.
You guys think Jukebox should have thrown the crack vial away, or?
I don't think so because, and actually someone on Twitter was saying, like, oh, why didn't Kanan like circle back and tell Juke that this killed people or whatever? And I just think time wise there was no time to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard for me to even process my thoughts about this whole thing because it's so devastating.
Yeah, devastating and came straight out of nowhere.
Right. And see, the thing is, Kanan, he didn't think anything of it. He just gave it to her. They had that code, that
Right.
street code, cousin code. Here come the cops. I'm just slide this in your hand. Juke like you good. And she's unaware of any problem that Nicole may have. So I don't think in a million years she thought that Nicole was going to go in her book bag and go get it. No one expected that.
Yeah. That was pretty weak though for Jukebox to put it in her book bag. Like she could have held it in her pocket, but ultimately they had to get to Nicole ODing, so I guess that was where she had to place it.
Because why would Nicole even go in her book bag?
Well, they switched gifts,
Right, that's true.
But she could have handed it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's the way the writers do storytelling, but
And maybe
Jukebox.
they'll reveal something down the road, more about Nicole. But
Well, I just think the whole point of Nicole was the fact that relationship she had with Jukebox was so significant to who she becomes ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think who she is as a person is going to be changed by this relationship with Nicole and, of course, Nicole's death.
Right. They had to show us we needed that Jukebox backstory, and she definitely needed a girlfriend. And I don't think that now that they let us know, okay, Jukebox is gay, this was her girlfriend, that's it for that piece on the Jukebox side. Now we're gonna move into something else. You know what I mean? And that brings me into predictions because I believe that Detective Burke is going to meet with Jukebox, and that's going to lead to Jukebox wanting to get into law enforcement. Two horrible things just happened. You know what I mean? You
right.
First of all, she just said to Nicole for the first time, "You're my girlfriend," and Nicole made a note of that. She was like, "Oh, you just called me your girlfriend, like you didn't do that before." You know what I mean? So now that we're going into this with her dying, that we're gonna see Jukebox change. This is 1,000% gonna change her.
Yeah, she'll never be the same after this, and her relationship with Kanan won't either.
Right.
When she finds out, I assume she'll find out.
Right.
So
well, that's my next question, because how do you think it's going to trace back to Kanan? and this bad crack.
Well, Jukebox is going to see that crack that was in her book bag is missing. The parents are going to be mad as shit at Jukebox, and probably, I don't even know if they know where Jukebox lives. So,
I don't think the parents know that Jukebox and Nicole are still communicating, though.
That's true.
That's true too.
But they are going to see the blue tops because that's what they put on them, right? And you know that family is going to bring that to the news, and they're going to say, "Oh, my daughter died off of these blue tops," and I don't know what was in here, or you know maybe they do know what was in there. You know what I mean? However it goes, but they're going to let us know that it was blue tops, and then that's going to get back to Kanan, get back to Jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
Detective Howard and Detective Berg, they're gonna
be involved.
Investigate that case.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They're definitely gonna be involved. Yeah, Juke is gonna find out. It's gonna lead back to Kanan, and Rock is gonna find out. Like they're not gonna be able to keep that under wraps because that's a huge loss. Like 20 vials, 20 people.
Yeah. You think Jukebox is gonna cooperate? Like, well, yeah, Nicole is a girl, man. She probably really is gonna cooperate with Detective Burke and Detective Howard.
She might.
That was a really sad last 5 minutes of that show.
Oh my God! Everything about it, just like you said, listening to the Walkman or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way the emotion, the way she looked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she's listening to it, and then that high she got was like.
But she knew. It was like instantly.
Yeah. Well, for a minute, she was just like, when she blew out the smoke,
mm-hmm.
she was like, it was like a state of euphoria at that
mm-hmm.
point. But then it quickly changed.
It went left. Yeah.
And knew something was wrong. And that girl was dead before she hit the floor.
Yeah.
And it would just happen so fast. But I don't know, that actress, she nailed that.
Yeah, she did.
But you could see the levels, even though it happened so quick.
Yeah.
You can see where it like changed.
Right. Even the experienced crackheads died instantly. You know what I mean? So little old Nicole, like she didn't stand a chance.
Right. And the way they screwed like the music, the music down, like all of it was just, and the camera work right there, like on the floor, like that whole scene was super sad, but it was good. I mean, it was good TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
It made you feel something, and that's what I like about a series. Even if you make me cry.
Yeah, no, we need that. That was
some good acting. That was some great acting.
Yeah, she did that.
I was just really annoyed by her mom continuously knocking on the door. Like before she died. You know what I mean? She was just like, take these pictures.
Right.
Like, how oblivious are you to not know that something could be wrong?
Well, she knew. When she heard that thud, she was like, yo, what the hell was that?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, like after you heard the thud and like the previous knocks, and she's not responding.
Right. Like bang that.
Would you call 911 if something is going wrong?
Yeah, you got it. You got to slam. You got to bust through that door like the Kool-Aid Man at that point.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I'm pretty sure like the dad probably ran up there and like burst through the door.
Opening scene on the next episode has to be Nicole's parents.
Yeah. Oh God, it's just so devastating. Yeah, probably so. Because the preview of next week, it was like a funeral. You know, they had like that picture.
Yeah.
Like memorialized or whatever. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna play out, but it's gonna be awful either way. Duke is gonna be so heartbroken, and she ain't gonna want nothing to do with Kanan and her dad and that life.
She about to become a cop ASAP. She'd be a cop before this fucking season ends now.
Right. Yeah, because this is gonna break her. It's gonna be broken. Yeah. And I think that's what makes me feel the saddest about it. Just because what else did she have outside of Kanan? Who else does she have? Her mom's not there. Her dad ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
So who did she have? She only had Nicole.
Right.
That was her only happiness.
Right. And all Nicole wanted was to love her. She didn't care that she was from Jamaica, Queens. She just wanted to love her, and that's just really sad that that was taken away from her.
Early too, very early.
Really early.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about it so bad last night.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I was ready to talk about it last night as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But so you never saw 50's post, right?
No. So what was it?
Oh, he straight up he ruined it for me.
What did he say?
I'm annoyed by it. So what he did was, okay, so you guys have Hulu, right?
Yeah.
So you know how Hulu does things a little differently. Like they'll have episodes pending, but they're not active yet, and it'll say this airs September 27th at da 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 da. Mm-hmm. And then it has like the caption or the synopsis of what the episode is about. Mm-hmm. So somebody messed up, and I don't think it was Hulu, because Hulu doesn't write their own synopsises for these shows. The shows are responsible for that.
Right.
So somewhere something messed up where they had last night's episode and another episode showing up in Hulu, and actually it might still be there, and it has the synopsis on it. And basically the synopsis says, Jukebox suffers a devastating loss, and someone must have screenshot it or tweeted about it. Mm-hmm. And someone said, oh man, Hulu just messed this up for me. Mm-hmm. I didn't know Nicole was gonna die this episode. And 50 posted that.
Wow. Oh, damn.
Why would you
50.
post that?
Why would you?
Because he messy like that.
But he took it down. Someone must have said, take that down immediately. Because when I looked back, it was gone.
But he does this repeatedly though.
He does. And I think he does it pettily, trying to get back at stars. But, bruh, your fans.
And isn't BMF coming on Stars as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is his problem?
So. If somebody messed up, I think it's somebody on Star's side or Raising Kanan side. Maybe they didn't know that Hulu kind of previews those shows. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who's at fault, but yeah, I'm kind of upset that, because you had to swipe left. It was two, the two posts in one kind of thing.
Yeah. So
you had to swipe left, and I saw the tweet, and I was like, fuck.
Yo, as soon as you said that, I was like, damn. You know how Instagram is algorithm-y, you know what I mean? So whatever's most popular is gonna show up first when you open it. So I was just hoping that when I opened my Instagram app, I wouldn't see it. I mean, I was just like, yo, I'm gonna, if I keep scrolling, I'm gonna come across it. So I gotta go to his page and then mute his shit so I don't see anything.
Yeah, and then honestly, you had to swipe to see it. That's my issue.
And you swiped?
Nosy. So I swiped, and then I saw the tweet.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, well, Nicole's dying tonight. And,
so you were just waiting to see it?
I was just waiting to see it.
That sucks.
And I was annoyed. But, they did it so well that it still, was impactful.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know why 50 does that.
So the exact same thing happened with me and the whatever season that was where Kanan died in Power. This gentleman came into my job and he was wearing one of the Power hats. And I said to him, hey, man, that's a nice hat. And he was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, 50 dies in the shootout with the cops. And it was early. Early.
Why would you do that?
Right. All I said was nice hat. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you go and tell me that, bro?
People be dying to spoil it.
Right. Though. Yes, I work for the company. I do this, I do that, and this person did that. So when I saw that episode, right? You know the story behind when Tasha and James St. Patrick sent Kanan to jail the first time. They fucked up his tail light or something to get stopped by the cops, and then they saw the drugs in the trunk or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in the episode where Kanan died, there was Kanan told Tariq to put something in the trunk, right? And then when he went to go put something in the trunk, they lingered on Tariq's face a little bit longer. And I was like, damn, Tariq's about to unscrew the tail light the same way his mother and pops did him. But they didn't. But they did put out a missing report or whatever it was for the cops to stop the car that they were driving. And I was like, yeah, this is going to happen now. Once I saw the reflection of the police lights on Tariq's face and Kanan's face, it was ruined for me because I knew that Kanan wasn't making it out of that shit. So
right.
I hate spoilers.
I do too. Raina's death was spoiled for me because
Same,
remember
yeah,
they leaked.
right. And then everybody was like R.I.P. Raina before it even happened.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I saw that on a few Instagram posts, some Twitter posts. I was like, what?
yeah.
I was hoping that that wasn't the final leak and that maybe that wouldn't be happening, but
Right.
no, it actually happened. But
'Cause-
yeah, I hate spoilers too.
Because 50 tried to ruin the death of Ghost, but he released a like a very like blurry video of Tasha screaming at Ghost and holding a gun, right? And then, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Courtney Kemp said that they shot multiple scenes with the actors, so nobody knows what truly happens because of 50 Cent or other people spoiling the show before. So they shot a scene with Tasha doing it. They shot a scene with Tariq doing it, and maybe the other actors as well. So, and Courtney Kemp
that's
just
a good way to kind of keep it.
Keep the people guessing.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was a little annoyed that 50 did that. I was annoyed myself too because I swiped. I didn't really have to see it, but I didn't know what I was gonna see. I just knew there were two things there.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit. Okay.
I sometimes spoil stuff by mistake when I go to IMDb, and I want to see like the person's name and what else they've been in, and then I would see things like this person is in this amount of episodes, right? And I don't know if they count the episodes by what the episodes they appear in or the amount of time they're on screen, because IMDb isn't always correct with the number of episodes listed for the characters.
And that's what I thought I saw last week when I was like, why does this say Famous is only in seven episodes?
Right.
But yeah.
So do you guys have any predictions for the final 3 episodes? Or I do have some predictions. And the people that seem the most out of it in this episode to me are Lulu, Famous, and Jukebox, right? We saw how distracted Lulu was, right? He's worried about his music. Famous is not in the streets. He's a music person. Jukebox lost the only thing she loved, which is Nicole, right? She's not in the streets either. I don't think that Lulu is going to stick around forever. He has something going. Even when Raquel met Joaquin, the woman's Julia's cousin, they were speaking, but behind them was Lulu and this other guy. And the guy was saying, yo, I was at the showcase. I like this song. My cousin deals with this company, and, we do music. Like, that might be a connection for Lulu.
Oh, yeah.
I think Lulu might take Jukebox and Famous and go into the music industry, because the guy was like, yo, I like that song. Those can be his 2 artists, and that could be his way out, because they mention Lulu and connections to music so many times. I think it was Marvin who called him Russell Simmons, right? Raquel told him, yo, you too worried about music, keep your head in the game. And then he sees somebody with Raquel and hopefully this new connect who they didn't, make anything concrete yet. But I feel like that was more about Lulu than it was about Raquel. I think Lulu's going to take Famous and Jukebox, and they're going to start something music.
That's a good take. I think so too. Like you said, that music thing was recurring. Even like Neek brought it up too.
Exactly. So, we just heard Lulu and his connection to music way too much.
Way too much, like 4 times in the episode. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's a good prediction.
Right, especially with this Mo Better Blues killing everybody. It's not a good time. They don't have any product. They got to get money somehow.
Yeah, I can see Lou getting out of the game and taking Famous and Jukebox with him.
Exactly.
I also see Julia, the woman that gets beat up from the bodega.
Yeah.
Her husband's gonna get got.
Oh,
she
gone.
wants him done. She wants him dead.
And Rock is just begging to take him out. Like she wants him gone too.
Maybe Rock will do that in exchange for some product.
Maybe. Because, she did say, like, let me know when you want me to help you, like you helping me.
Right. And then she asked, when Raquel asked Where's Gabriel? She said with his bitch. Like she knows homie's cheating on her, and you cheating and you beating your wife, dog. You gotta go.
And she was like, I wouldn't be mad if he doesn't come home.
Yeah, so that's all Raquel needs to hear. Maybe that might be Raquel's first body.
Any predictions about Marvin?
Oh gosh. Marvin is so knee deep in shit right now. I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go with him. Is it going to be bad? But I don't have a specific prediction. He's just going to be really deep in the shit, especially when Rock finds out.
Yeah, I don't know. He messed up royally this episode. Like he's keeping too much from Rock. He's semi-responsible for the Mo Better Blues. Kanan. I believe Kanan's gonna kill Little Rob, the yellow dude in the yellow hoodie. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you everything that happened. This little nigga came in there and he said he wanted to mix the crack. He did it. We put it out there. It's his fault. Like Kanan's gonna kill him."
You think so?
Yes.
But why?
Because he told.
Well, yeah.
He told, right? Kanan,
Yeah.
Initially when he stepped into the room, Little Rob was kind of little broing him, like, "Yo, get out of here. You're only 15. We don't need you around. We got this. We know this." And then that's when Kanan wanted to throw his weight around, like, "Yo, do you know who I am? Y'all gonna listen to me do this?" You know what I mean?
Do you think they're gonna try to cover up that Kanan cooked it?
No, they Little Rob already told Marvin what happened. You think Marvin's gonna hide it from Rock?
Yeah. So like, let's say they do kill Lil Rob and the other guy. Maybe he.
Maybe they could blame it on Little Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Like just let him take the heat for it.
Yeah. Yeah. How long we think Scrappy gonna be in the hospital?
I don't know. I'm still just trying to figure out what's the end game for him. What's his role gonna be after this? I mean, I know we said revenge, but I don't know. I don't know why they kept him alive. To be honest,
I don't either. I thought for sure he was a goner, but
Lulu's gonna go to the hospital, take him out, and he's gonna be their security. That's what's gonna happen. Yo,
I do have a prediction for Jukebox. I'm on the opposite end of what Eric said, and I think she's done with music. I think she is not going to want to sing anymore because Nicole has died.
That's a good one.
Because the only reason I say that is because she has a great voice. Like, why would she not use that? And we see that she goes into law enforcement long term and she's not singing. I think this is the catalyst that stops her from singing.
Yeah, but remember, the adult version of Jukebox was singing to Tariq before she was about to.
Yeah, but she wasn't famous with singing. I mean, she had a strong enough singing voice that she could have made money off of that. She didn't have to be a police officer.
That's true. Yeah, she might kind of lose her passion for it just because she and Nicole, they were very connected through music.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I think, because I'm like, okay, her voice is strong. It is a good voice, but fast forward 20 years later, she wasn't singing.
Right. But something's got to happen. We're never going to lose Jukebox. And, because we know how her story ends. So, I don't know. Lulu's too connected with music for Jukebox not to be in it. You know what I mean? And they have that single with Famous. So, what's going to happen with that?
Or, it could be the opposite. Maybe she will just be ready to delve into music to, in honor of Nicole. Because Nicole was always the one telling her how great her voice was. So It could be the opposite, too.
That's true.
Well, or she can go into music for a little while, then kind of lose interest when she's older, then go into law enforcement.
We're not finishing Jukebox and Detective Burke. They have something in common. Right. And maybe.
Well, I think Detective Burke probably is going to end up telling her how Nicole ultimately dies, because I don't think the white parents know that Jukebox is still hanging around. The only way she's going to find out is through the grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And Burke, specifically saw them, embrace each other before Nicole got the bus. That was a significant moment.
Right.
So.
Right.
Hey, that could lead to Detective Burke being a mentor to Jukebox. Who knows?
Right. Exactly. I believe that.
Yeah, that's true tue.
Is Detective Howard going to get this bone marrow?
Oh God, no.
I just want him to just. He's just not doing it for me in the show.
Right. And why is he back at work?
Right, we're episode 7, and he's done nothing for me.
Right. He chased one guy and got out of breath.
Right. So I don't know. Unless they're gonna really speed that storyline up before the end of the season, I just don't need to see him.
This was not important. We did not need to know that Kanan's father isn't who he thinks it is. Like,
right. Because what's gonna be the fallout? Okay, so if he finds that out, so what?
right.
Kanan still ain't gonna fuck with him.
I think Detective Howard might die by the end of the season.
He would have to. He has to because he's brought nothing to the storyline yet.
Other than that one reveal, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really need to see him anymore, honestly. I'm just thinking, like, he's probably just gonna threaten Kanan with, maybe pin the crack situation on him or something, like, if you don't give me this marrow kind of thing.
Right.
That's the only thing I can see.
Right. Or his purpose is to drive a wedge between Kanan and Raquel. Because ultimately that will happen if it's revealed to Kanan that that's who his father actually is. That's going to piss Kanan off to the point where, there's going to be drama between him and his mother.
That's true.
But besides that, Detective Howard, he's not giving us much.
No, he's not. And I think he is going to die before the end. And he might not even die of his disease, I think. Rock might kill him.
Unique might kill him.
I was thinking that too. That's a good point.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
She just wants him to shut up.
Right.
Like, she's telling Kanan, like, don't listen to him. Don't be talking to him or whatever. Like, she wants him to shut up.
Yeah.
But what do we think
about? They could have got somebody other than Omar Epps, though. They could have got a no-name actor if it was just going to kind of end like that.
That's true, too.
That's why I was like, what's significant?
I think they needed Omar Epps.
They needed that role.
Yeah, they needed a big name.
They needed Omar Epps for this.
That's true. Just marketing-wise.
Yeah.
To kind of bait us in, but he really ain't doing much for the season.
Right.
But what do you think about Rock wanting to have a baby with Symphony?
That was way too early. Way too early to say that out your mouth, Raquel.
I was like, wow.
Yo, what's the name? Symphony didn't even know how to react. He was like, I'm okay with that.
Like, depending on who the woman is. It was like, She's clearly saying it's her.
Right, exactly. Nah, Symphony, nah.
No, that's way too early in their relationship. Y'all just got back.
Right. You just spazzed on me a week ago. Like, you have emotional issues. Deal with that.
Right. I thought that was interesting. Interesting conversation there.
Yeah.
But I don't have any predictions. Right now, it could just go either way. I agree with all the points you guys said about Jukebox, with it going either way. Fame, I think it's going to come back around to bite him, the lyrics at some point. Not sure if he'll die or not, but I don't think the whole Bug 20 thing is dead, especially with Davina, confronting Kanan about it. The Stash House thing might come back around. And that's about it. I just think it can go either way. Right now, I'm just so blown about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what's going to happen next.
How many times?
I'm a little over Neek.
I am too. Oh my God, I'm glad somebody said that. I'm so over him.
I'm kind of over him because all he does is show up, looking fly, talking the way he talking, and proposing things. I don't know. Like, he's not giving me what I thought he was going to be given.
Right.
He said, and I don't know what it is.
How many times has Unique had a conversation with Davina?
I think one, right?
I feel like I've seen them on screen together more than once.
Possibly.
Let Davina stay. Let Davina stay for another season.
What if Davina kills Famous?
Really?
You think so?
That's wild.
Or she's behind the reason Famous dies, because Buck 20 used to sell drugs for Unique, right? So there's some type of relationship there, right? What if she tells Unique, yo, those lyrics in the song was kind of crazy, and I don't like that, blase blah, and Unique tries something, or Davina is like, fuck it, I gotta avenge Buck 20's death, so I'm gonna go do it.
It could be. I mean, Famous definitely, he's going to be held accountable in some way. He said too much.
Way too much.
So, and everybody's hearing the song. So, maybe they're going to think he did it because he's speaking as if he was there,
right?
Which he was. So, I don't know if Famous is going to make it out this season.
There's a 50-50 chance he might. 50-50 chance.
I think they
know how they want to wrap up this Buck 20 thing.
Yeah, I think they are shooting for the next season right now.
Yeah, they are.
Because I saw Lulu in an interview, and he was it the Hot 97? Yeah, Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And he was saying that they were shooting. So I guess, I mean, if you really want to look deep into it, you can just go and look at the actors that are in the show. If you just go look at their Instagram, like what was the guy from Power who had the 187 on his neck? Who was it? Was it Julio? I don't know what his name was, but the guy who had the 187.
It was Julio.
It was Julio, right?
J.R. Ramirez.
Yeah. So in Power he was bald or something, right? If I'm not mistaken. But then if you like went on his Instagram, he had hair. So like he was moving on to like, his next acting role. So I mean, I guess that can kind of be a giveaway. Like if you start seeing Omari post shit where he's got like a beard and like the low cut again, like
oh yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I tagged the gentleman that plays Famous, and I've been watching his Instagram. He he really looks like Famous, like he's really that guy. Yeah. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be in season 2 of Raising Kanan, but somebody's got to get to him. He said too much.
Right. I think that's gonna the Buck 20 thing is just not squashed. It keeps coming up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's really all.
Yeah, just left himself wide open.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anything with Davina's mother yet, and I felt like they mentioned Davina's mother last night. Something's gonna happen there. Like there's some connection between Davina, her mom, and how she's feeling about Buck 20, and how it connects to the shit that Famous is saying. Like there's some type of dynamic there. We got to see something. We got to see something come from that.
Right.
Well, hopefully the mother doesn't get a hold of that Mo Better Blues crack.
I know, right?
Right. That's crazy. That is crazy. That shit took out the whole block.
I know. That is so major.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Rock don't know about it yet. I mean,
yo, that's 20 clients
20.
Gone.
And a white girl, a preppy white girl.
Right.
Like that's really what's gonna go down.
Yeah, no, those cops is gonna flood Queens. It's over. Everybody getting locked up.
And Marvin said that, like, when the white people start dying off our shit, somebody getting electrocuted or whatever he said.
Yeah,
right.
somebody getting electric chair.
Yeah, and he's not wrong. So they're definitely gonna get some blowback from this. Oh, and I think I saw in the preview too where isn't somebody like paying off a crackhead or something?
What?
Like someone gave him money, like maybe they're gonna snitch about where they got it from.
Oh wow!
I have to go back and watch it again, but I don't know if it was Detective Howard, but somebody passed money to a crackhead, so it kind of looked like, they were
go get some information for us type.
Yeah.
Shit? Wow.
Like, right. So I don't know. I have to look at it again. I was really looking hard at that preview because I want to know what's gonna happen next.
Right.
And I remember seeing that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of happy it's a weekly show, and because we get to sit there and talk about it and talk about predictions, and not like Netflix where you just get to see everything at once. But I'm I'm locked in for the rest of the season. Like, I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see how it's going to wrap up.
Same here.
And did you guys like this episode?
Oh, definitely.
It was moving a little slow for me.
I think it was one of the better ones.
It was moving a little bit slow for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of like they were just giving us a lot of information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't follow. And you know, every episode has to be something different. But there's a few things that they didn't follow up on that happened last week. You know what I mean? Like, I guess because they don't have any product, there's no reason to go back into the apartment where the guy is buried behind the wall.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get much out of Famous, you know, and maybe we'll see more of that for next week. But this episode was definitely more build up until Nicole put those headphones on. Then it was like, holy shit, it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the build up. Like, it kept my attention.
Yeah,
I wasn't like oh my god.
One of the best episodes of the season.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
They definitely didn't waste time with Nicole though. I mean, normally there's some type of interception where it's like you think she's about to try the Mo Better Blues, but then something happens. But it was like, no, she got her hands on that, and you know, she took herself out.
Yeah.
But that definitely made me think this can't be the first time she's seen crack. She knew exactly what to do with it.
Right. And I didn't even think about that till you mentioned it. So that is a valid point.
Yes. No,
it's like we said, she's experienced in other areas. So, you know, maybe she did have a problem that no one knew about.
She was too familiar with what to do with that, man. If I was 17 and only smoked weed before, like, if I see a crack vial, like, I'm not gonna know. Oh, put this in the pipe, light it, inhale. Like, nah, she knew what she was doing. So this can't be the first time she's tried it.
Right. And she knew exactly what it was.
Exactly.
So that definitely makes sense. Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this all comes together. Just because so much happened this episode, and I just can't get over the fact that 20 people died because of something Kanan did, and
for free too. They died for free.
For free, 99.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like, Kanan, it's starting to make sense why he is so cutthroat and ruthless and unemotional, because he's just been through so much trauma.
Yeah.
In this, he's seen so many people die. He's actually killed someone, and he's killed 20 more people, plus Jukebox's love of her life. I mean, and he's only 15.
Yeah, and and this situation has got to make the news. So Raquel's gonna find out. She's gonna have questions. Unique's gonna find out. Another thing, I'm not the Unique situation where he's meeting up with Lulu and talking with Marvin. Like, how much do they really want to kill each other?
Right.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. It's
like Tom and Jerry. I need to see, even if somebody doesn't die, like, exchange gunfire. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that might be coming.
Okay.
I think that might be coming.
I need to see
because I remember seeing, like, Neek, you know, like, strapping up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And they were about to light somebody's crib on fire.
Yeah. So I think it's about to heat up.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to.
Right.
They got 3 episodes
left,
which I'm kind of sad about. This season went by quick.
It seems like it.
Yeah, it feels like it. But I'm excited about BMF too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna lead right into BMF, and they got some good actors in there as well.
Right. So,
anything else?
Nah, not for me. I'm good.
Nope. All right.
I miss Leon's commentary.
Yeah, Leon.
He usually sees things from, like, another lens.
Right. He adds another element to this.
Yeah. So he's missed.
Right.
But this is good. I'm just excited just to see what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So I guess we'll talk next week.
Yeah, I bet. I can't wait.
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thank you for tuning in to the Limitless Experience with Eric. Spread love. Peace out.